سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهدى يا صاحي كي تستريح.
Hi, this is a little bio introduction to me for all of those people that don't know anything about me or have just started following me. So hi, my name is Charlie, aka Modestly Wrapped, and I am married. I have 4 kids. And I have just moved back from Dubai, where I was living for 4 years, and I'm now back in the UK. So I started my Instagram account initially as a business. So Modestly Wrapped was a marketplace for modest fashion, and when I ended that business, I just turned it into a blog, and I started taking photos of my work outfits every single day. And then, yeah, it kind of evolved. I started actually blogging and writing, and then I stopped when I moved to Dubai. At some point, I think I thought that people weren't reading anymore, so I stopped writing. And then recently I've come back to it and I absolutely love it. So my page now is all about blogging and just having discussions about various different topics. And filming little videos, and also if you watch me on my stories, then that's where you'll get a bit of an insight into my daily life. I was a teacher, and I have just left teaching, and I now work in a university. So that is a little bit about me. Tell me a little bit about you.
That's sitting in your own house, in peace, eating snacks, and minding your own business is priceless.
So loads of people have asked me for my revert story, and whilst I've been reluctant to share the entire story, because I've said many times it has a lot of different people involved in the story and it's not just my story to tell, I'm going to give you a shortened version of my revert story. So, and I have a minute to do it, so here we go. I met my husband, and he was the first Muslim that I ever met. And my first statement was, look how short that guy is. And this is where I started to learn about different cultures. I had been in a totally white environment until this point. So he's Bengali, and I was learning all about him and his culture, and you know, we worked together. So that's how I first met him. We were friends for a very long time. We once had a conversation whereby I was saying how I didn't believe in God, but that I believe that there was a path that was written for us, and that the decisions that we make keep us on this path, on this same path. So we make a decision and it keeps us there. And I have such a vivid memory of this conversation. And this was when he said, "You believe in God, you just don't realise it yet." So that was the start of my interest in religion, God, and then specifically of my revert story. I knew I wouldn't be able to get it into 90 seconds. So I started researching, learning all about Islam in particular, and I reverted in December 2009, but I wasn't practicing fully at this point. I was going to say I wasn't a proper Muslim, but there's no such thing. So basically I did everything very slowly over a very long period of time. I would say over 10 years, longer than that, even now. So I started initially straight away. I stopped drinking and I stopped eating pork. I didn't really drink anyway. I've never really liked alcohol, so that was no big deal. And so I did that. Then like a year later, I started only eating halal meat. Then a year later, I started praying. Then I started to wear the turban. And then only last year, I started wearing like a full hijab. And so this has taken a really, really long time. And I think personally, for me, that was the best way to do it, because this is a full lifestyle change. And to be authentic to myself, it needed to be a slow process that I totally was bought into. So there we go. Hi. Today's video is on how I learnt to pray, which I think for most reverts it's probably one of the most difficult things they learn to do. And I basically learned using YouTube videos, and the videos that I used were like a little boy who was doing it, which I kind of liked. It was quite cute that like he was teaching me how to pray. So I used to have the YouTube video like on a ledge in front of me, on like a bookcase. So it was up high as well. And then I used to just listen to it. And then when I was trying to perfect it a little bit more, then I had it written down in Arabic English. I'm sure everyone knows what that is. It's a thing. So I'd have that written down on a piece of paper. Actually, at one point I had that stuck to a wall in front of me in a spare room. And then I didn't need to like divert my eyes too much. It was just on a blank wall. And yeah, that's kind of how I learned. I actually learned different parts of the prayer in different ways. I think it depends on how complicated it was and also how long it was. Obviously I had to break it down into sections. So yeah, that's kind of how I learned to pray.